The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, it's a black and blue matchup in the NFC North between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather, and we are underway from Ford Field.
Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Now this defense for the Lions, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson
in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill.
Back deep, Khalif Raymond. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Lions will take over.
Goff in this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At the 45. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
These two division rivals, a couple of late games on the schedule this year. Their first meeting, you might remember, was back in Week 10. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit.
From just shy of midfield, Goff.
And that's out to the flat for Swift. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The Lions had 10-5 to start play. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Value free.
From the gun, here's Goff. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for Detroit. 43 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
1st and goal at the 1. Williams is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. In motion, the tight end.
Williams again.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown.
Jamal Williams with his 14th aboard first here this afternoon.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
On first down, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
On first down, it's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 43. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Off play action, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
Go off a handoff here to Swift.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Third and 2, Goff. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams
with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On second down, Montgomery. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
Fields on first down.
He's got a man, complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only
the throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
After the interception, here's Gall.
Goes out left. It's caught by Williams. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw is Gall. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
A A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it is 28-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
From the 50, here's Fields.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4.
And here's Trenton Gill now.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, if they can get points here, Charles, it might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury.
So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give the offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line.
76 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Fields under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal.
It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Traditionally, as a defense, your #1 job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
He'll drop to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Here's Raymond bringing it out.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they've got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Goff. And he's got his big tight end here.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
38 yards.
And the Lions Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, we're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. Let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Back to Montgomery on second down. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 31, Goff. Screen play set up for Williams. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And incomplete on the deep ball.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Here comes Pettis on the return. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Bears take over.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
On play action, Fields.
Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking,
he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Well, familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap, Fields. That's Bourne. Got it on the slant.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. And that one on the money to Claypool downfield.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Chase Claypool.
67 yards.
And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Santos able to tack on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out.
Oh, good-looking return set up here. Khalif Raymond. He will score. Touchdown, Lions.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Here's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Fields now to throw.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
To throw is Fields. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
This offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Throwing again is Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 38-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Chicago.
Back to throw, Fields.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by a V2 Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
They're looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
A 3-yard loss on the play.
They go ahead and snap it. Goff. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Chandon Sullivan.
30. Past the 20. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Santos now to add the PAT. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Lions 49, Bears 17.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here. So it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the Jets sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time.
Yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson.
And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business.
There he goes, left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on third down, Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Santos with the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Off play action. Here's Goff.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far.
That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys as scout.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by a Fitu Metafaru. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields, open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago.
A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The 40. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Lions.
And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame.
And a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign, and it did that. I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for Detroit,
they improved to 11-5 now with 1 week remaining